Lovely as they came.
First order of business, ripping the damn light out of Black Lightning.
Oh shit! Red Dreaded Entertainment, what is up, guys? Akasun here. Black Lightning. Black Lightning. I wonder if they actually will do any sort of after credits or anything like that. But let's talk about Black Lightning. I just got finished watching the entire season. Move your head. DC, and the place to be. And you know what? That was a pretty damn good season. As far as season ones go, that was pretty good. The way they begun it, the way they started it, and the way they ended it. It worked very, very well. I enjoyed what we saw out of Black Lightning. There were a few down points, but they weren't that bad actually. Personally, for me, I found that Black Lightning was better binged. Maybe because it's on Netflix. I don't know. Maybe because I watched it when it was on Netflix. And maybe because they didn't wait a year and a half or so to put it on Netflix. Like, for example, with Arrow in Japan anyways. Arrow in Japan just got new episodes right now, and it's still season 4 or 5 or something like that. Still waiting on Flash, still waiting on Sherlock. So I'm glad that I could watch all of Black Lightning and get her done. I think that was it, right? See, it goes all the way up to season. They got 13 episodes, right? So that should be it. So that's one of the notable things that I will say about Black Lightning is the fact that it doesn't really feel like that season finale. It kind of felt like a season finale, but it didn't have that like huge, epic season finale type of feeling. I think that's the big difference for me, the way I feel about this particular season of Black Lightning. It wraps up, but there were parts of the show where it wrapped up almost exactly the same, and some of the tides, the shifts in the bosses and the mob bosses, it always just sort of ended, basically. I mean, it just shifted to another new bad guy or something like that. So I will say, though, one of the most intriguing characters, I'm glad that they brought back. He was gone for a few episodes, and I was like, really? Like, he's the one that really kept things going, was Tobias. Tobias Well, I thought was actually done really, really well. No pun intended. And Lala. I actually thought Lala worked, the combination of Lala and Tobias Well worked really well. Almost every bad character was actually really cool. The one problem, I think the big problem I had with this show that kind of got really annoying was their Trump-ish types character, the president or whomever was in charge. He was supposed to be basically the man, and they made him so what's that one dude that Michael J. White played? Black Lightning? No, shit, you know what I'm talking about, right? Had a very popular TV show, a very popular movie, and a very popular movie, and then a very popular animated series. They kind of did that a little too much, or kind of boondoxed him a little bit in terms of the main white guy that was supposed to be like the big bad, played a man. Like, the moment he started saying "Make America Great Again," and I was like, oh man, dude, like, it became a little too layered on, a little too thick. That's how I felt personally, is the fact that, you know, a few Legends episodes have been pretty strong on Trump, and some stuff has been a little bit liberal. Sometimes it was really funny where Grodd would be like Barack Obama. That shit was just funny, though. It was just funny, but when he was like, "Make America Grodd again," you're like, come on, dude. But this one was just a little a little too much. Like his racism wasn't even like hateful racism. It just sounded corny sometimes. It's like, come on now, don't tell me you people aren't used to being in cuffs. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe that's the way real racists are. I don't know. It just seemed a little. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like sometimes, like if he's supposed to be a racist, it was just like Tobias. Tobias is a like he does racism right. like he would like he hates black people, but he would just literally talk about why he would hate black people, which was always kind of weird anyways. But and then anyways, but I really liked it. It was actually really well done, and like I said at the beginning of this show, at the beginning of the season, I felt actually the strongest parts of the show was actually Jefferson as a principal, not being not wearing the Black Lightning suit, not doing any of that. When he was actually just being a principal and helping the kids out, I actually enjoyed that show the most. And then there were scenes where, you know, spoilers, when he gets arrested and he has to bend over and cough. I think the director, the writers, they really illustrated that a lot, very well. There was somebody that said one of the reasons they don't like Black Lightning, or the reason they stopped watching Black Lightning, or they couldn't really get into the show of Black Lightning, is because it was too black. But I think what you have to sometimes allow yourself to realize is that that's exactly what this show was trying to focus on, was a black neighborhood. It was basically, can we say, blacker than Luke Cage? I don't know if you can, that's a good a way to compare it, but what I suppose Luke Cage really, you know, he lives and he breathes in Harlem, and you get a bit of Harlem. You get Harlem in that Netflix show, but I think Black Lightning really pushed Freeland a lot more, and that was basically supposed to be like Black Lightning's Harlem or so. And I think the town, like, you could constantly see the interviews that they were giving, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. Anybody that really knows a lot about some of those things that's going on, look up I think Tuskegee projects, where they literally injected black men with AIDS to do tests and such. That's where the first Captain America story was inspired by. Look that one up. I think knowing a lot about that history is what makes partially this story with Freeland so strong in connecting. And to say that it's too black, I would say it's understandable why somebody would say that, but I think if anything, that means that's why it's so much more important for you to continue watching the show, to actually learn from it, to actually understand what's going on in these sort of areas, because this kind of stuff actually legitimately happens today. So I think that's that's my response to something like that. Yes, it's not your, like, I mean, can we say it's too white? Are there shows that are too white? What, Riverdale? But all that being said, stereotypes aside, I really did enjoy this show, and I look forward to seeing season 2. The big question I wonder is, it's semi kind of part of the Flareverse, the Arrowverse. Do I want to see Black Lightning mix it up with I don't know, with the rest of the CW universe? That would be very interesting, because, you know, for example, I think Supergirl only benefits from the crossovers. Black Lightning is so grounded that I don't know. I don't know if I would really want to see something like that. Or like, if do I really want to have them in the same universe? I don't know. At this point, not really. Not really, because I really like the tone of where they're going for, what they're going for now. It's still, this in Black Lightning reminds me a lot of where Arrow used to be in the first 2 seasons or so. The fact that it was just kind of this dude running around. And I don't know if I would want them to be in a crossover just for a crossover. I like the kind of realistic groundedness of what's going on here. I think, the only way I would accept a full-fledged crossover is if I felt Black Lightning getting kind of stale. I think that's it. But I still think there's a lot for Black Lightning, for them to grow. And like, I just think them, with the inclusion of the Flash, a man who can run fast, and everybody else of what's going on, would just be a little too much, I suppose. In some form or fashion, we can also argue that, you know, Black Lightning's powers and for the most part, most of their powers might indeed have some sort of difficulty keeping up with what we get from the Flash and what have you not. I'd say, you know what I'd say? I'd say if they were gonna do a crossover, have them work with Oliver. That's about it. Have them keep it grounded. Still, you know, they could go to Star City. They could do that. Like, that. Let's just keep that crossover going. I think that would be a little bit more interesting. It's just that I think sometimes with the Flash stuff and with Supergirl, it gets a little out of control sometimes. And they lose sight of what makes the nitty-grittiness. And we see that suffering with Black Lightning, with the Flash season 4 right now. It's like they've gone so far into the craziness of fantasy that it's hard for them to keep their audience and keep it grounded, and they start exploring side characters instead because they don't really know what else they can do with the Flash, ironically. They don't even know how to deal with Wally. So I think that would be the deal. And then like, I'd be down for a crossover if there was kind of a memories wipe afterwards. Like, for example, Jefferson, the whole family, they are in some sort of pocket dimension or something like that, and when they come back, they don't remember anything that they had to do, like that. They get mind wiped like that. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys think? And then I think somebody was saying how Static Shock was in this show. I'm like, when did that happen? I don't think so. Now that I think about it, yeah, they saved a bunch of people, but I don't know. We didn't really get was that really the season finale? Let me check on that, because there was kind of an open situation that they didn't really close. Like, what happened with Jefferson's ex-wife said that she knows somebody that can help those subjects and everything, and that'll lead, I guess, into season 2. But goddamn, yeah, that was kind of weird. They didn't really close that off so much. All right, let me know what you guys think about all this, okay? Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and maybe next year or whenever season 2 starts, I'm debating on dropping The Flash next year, because the show just doesn't have the strength that you used to for me to dedicate my days off of recording and editing. So I don't know, unless there's a dramatic change in the writers and characters. I don't know. Maybe Black Lightning's the show I should go to for the year. All right, let me know what you guys think, and I'm out of here. Peace.